People are begging for a demo of the game.
a tradition, yeah,
yeah,
demo.
traditional demo.
Yeah. Well, we'll have more to say on Forza Horizon 3 throughout the summer, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone wants to get their hands on this. How can they not?
yeah, I know. I remember the first time I played this. But I mean, if you guys have seen demos in the past from Forza, this is, to me, unlike anything we've ever done, because you're driving 3 different cars. It's very different experiences.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, it's not motorsport, right? We're not on a track. We are exploring a different kind of world.
We're going through a rainforest and on the beach. Just,
in a really good way, this feels really different to me, which I really like. So I totally get it. You guys will be able to play it September 27th. I know that seems like a long way off, but it'll be here before you know it. You want me to go? Yeah, let's do it. I say we go in the GT350R this time.
I think we should.
Show off all the cars.
Yeah.
We're going to switch out cables?
Yeah, switch out the
cables.
Cool,
Let's do it.
No more shenanigans.
No more shenanigans with these cables.
Yeah, someone just asked to use the Mustang as well, so...
Okay. We'll do some cockpit, too. I don't know if I did any cockpit before.
We'll do some cockpit view, obviously to show the interiors again. Fully detailed. Crazy amount of detail in the interiors.
Yeah, we take that stuff seriously, and honestly, it's really... It takes a long time to build a car in Forza.
I can imagine, especially with the interior as well. Like you've got so much to do. And again, you've got the customization on top of that, so it's just even more crazy.
So here's the GT350R. This is a beautiful, loud, rude car. Beautiful. You know, it's just an amazing car. Yeah, but I mean, it takes a long time to build one of these cars, so people ask why we do things like Forza Vista, and it's because we love cars, right?
Yeah.
And because we're proud of the work we've done in building these cars and showing off these interiors, and you know, our whole goal is to convey our sense of how we feel about these cars to the people who play our games. So our goal is, like, if you find a new favorite car from playing a Forza game, we've done our job.
Yeah.
Right? We want people to love cars the way we do.
Yeah. There's many cars I've fallen in love with because of Forza.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So someone was asking, is the entire rainforest accessible to like drive through? So obviously this is the demo where it's the race where it goes through a certain path, but a lot of it you'll be able to drive through and hit some trees if you wish to do
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Yeah. In that sense, it's like Forza Horizon 2. There are areas where you can blast through at top speed and don't have to worry about anything. But yeah, you got to worry about trees sometimes, of course. You know, I don't know if we've talked about it yet, but Australia in Forza Horizon 3 is just absolutely massive, right?
Huge.
It's twice the size of the map of Forza Horizon 2, and Forza Horizon 2 was pretty sizable to begin with.
It was, yeah.
So yes, you're going to have a really expansive rainforest section, and you're going to have this outback section, and rolling hills, and Surfer's Paradise, the city, which is a real place. You know, there's a real city. They have a V8 supercar race in Surfer's Paradise. So yes, you're going to be able to explore all of these different types of places in the game.
Someone's asking about the photo mode. So will there be a photo mode, and are there any changes to it, or is it still the normal, Horizon photo mode and First 160 photo mode?
It's a Forza game. Of course it's going to have photo mode. That's like one of our standards, right?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of pictures I see online of people posting their favorite cars, and I mean, this game, it just makes sense. When you've got your favorite car on the seafront.
Yes,
photo mode,
you want to take a photo of that, right?
Sure. So.
And you know what's so cool is that, to me, it's now you have the option to, do I want to take this photo on Xbox One, or this is an Xbox Play Anywhere game? So if you buy the digital version, you can play it on Windows 10 as well.
Amazing when that came out.
Up to 4K resolution,
4K,
right?
Yeah.
So where do you want to take this photo, on what platform, and share it with your friends? And yes, it's going to be amazing. And one of the other things we didn't talk about with this is, in our mind, one of the most social, most connected racing game I've ever made, because of things like Xbox Play Anywhere, where you can play it on whatever platform you prefer. All your progress carries over, all the saves work, and
it's incredible. Like, obviously, I've got a PC and obviously the Xbox, and I mean, say I've got a pretty decent laptop, I could play it on the go and carry on where I left off as well. So
it's going to be on Windows 10 machines, right?
Yeah.
And we want you to be able to play it where you want and on what platform you want. And the cool thing is, with Xbox Live, you can play cross-platform.
Exactly, yeah, cross-platform, and you can obviously see what your friends are up to, or play your friends' races, or that kind of stuff. Well, we're in the
deep
water.
in the water.
Actually.
Yes.
Someone's asking, how deep in the water can you go?
You can go pretty far. We will reset you if you go too far. Well, I know a lot. The natural instinct is I want to drown this car. We're gonna let you go, a good distance, but yeah, we're gonna reset you if you go too far. We want you to, stay on land. Just dip your toes in the water.
Yeah. So someone's asking cross-play. So as in, yeah. So if you play, you can play with a friend on Windows 10. If you're on Xbox and vice versa, it's like next level again. It adds in a whole, another set of players into the game as well to make races and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to be able to bring a whole new community into the game. That's kind of how we look at it. Is that's people who love their Windows 10 PCs, and we want them to come enjoy this game there as well.
Someone's asking about, are there any changes to the car meets at all?
There will be car meets. They will work as you would expect car meets to work, I would say. No huge changes, but yes, you'll be able to do car meets. Yeah,
car meets are things a lot of people enjoy. Obviously, just sitting there and seeing other people's cars come in and go out. It's really cool. Yeah.
I remember so many times when I would have my car in a car meet and I would hear people talking amongst one another. And I would be like, where are those? I would have the game on and I'm working or something. Where are those voices coming from? And they're just people chatting in the car meets. It always confuses me.
Cool, someone's asking what the frame rate is. So on Xbox, it's 30.
That's right. On Xbox One, it'll be 30. We will support unlocked frame rates on Windows 10 PCs.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Yeah. Are there a larger range of performance upgrades? So I assume it's mostly as it was with the performance upgrades, because there aren't really much isn't much you can really.
Yeah, it's like we talked about earlier. You're going to be able to upgrade these cars. We still have the same PI system. You're going to be able to take cars from one class to the other. Obviously, we spent a lot of time on the cosmetic upgrades you'll be able to do. But yes, you'll be able to change the performance of your car as well. Engine swaps, those kinds of things.
So someone's saying, to run this game, would it be about the same as to run Apex?
We haven't announced our specs
Okay.
for PC, so stay tuned on that. But what I can say is that yes, you're going to need a Windows 10 DirectX 12 enabled machine.
Yeah. Question, I've lost it. Someone's asking about the horns again being rumored. Yeah, there are horns in the game.
Yes.
Which you can customize as well, which is going to be interesting.
We haven't talked a lot about the horns, but all I'll say is I can't wait for people to hear these horns.
I can't wait to hear them.
I don't want to give anything away, but
I'm going to hear
people are going to have fun
when
with
I go
these.
online. So,
People are going to have fun with them, that's for sure.
Someone's asking about the Xbox One S. So again, this is actually running on the Xbox One S.
That's right.
So it's basically going to run as it should.
And I think the follow-up question to that is people might be asking about HDR.
Yes.
Forza Horizon 3 will support HDR at launch. If you have an Xbox One S, you'll be able to take advantage of that.
Definitely going to have to get one then.
Yeah, right?
Definitely, yeah. Let's see. Has the town got taxis and car parks?
Taxis and
car parks.
I don't know the answer to that on taxis. I haven't seen the entire map, so I don't know if there's a car park in the map, but it wouldn't surprise me, especially in a place like Surfers Paradise.
Exactly.
It's a big modern city, but I can't 100% confirm that at this moment.
And someone's asking about the storyline of the game as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline, such as we've revealed so far, is that you are the boss of the Forza Horizon Festival, and you're trying to gain fans, right? And the way you do that is that you... Now, I want them to do the bro fist across the cars, that's what I want.
That'd be cool.
But, so the idea is you're the boss of the Horizon Festival, you've gone to Australia, and you're trying to grow your festival. You're trying to get fans for your festival. And one of the ways you can do that is we haven't even talked about drivatars yet, but you can hire
I was going to say that.
Hire and fire your friends. So essentially, drivatars in the past have been things like competitive things. You want to beat your friends' drivatars in a game like Forza Motorsport. What we found is that they can be cooperative as well. So you can drive with your friends and do things like convoys and have road trips. So the idea within the Horizon Festival is that if you and I are friends, I can hire your drivatar.
That's cool.
And based on your driver choice performance in my world, I will gain fans.
Okay.
And if I feel like you're doing a great job, I'll keep you on. If I feel like you're not doing such a great job, you're out, and I'll get somebody else. So
I'm gone.
But that's the idea. You wanna. It's called the Drivatar lineup, and you have, I think, 4 slots that you can hire friends, and you just look at their performance. You'll get an update every time you log on. Like, here's how your guys have been doing, or here's your fans, or whatever, and then you can make the decision to hire a
cool,
fire.
Yeah. And again, it's 4-player co-op throughout the whole thing.
4-player co-op, and another great example of why this is such a connected game. Horizon is a road trip game. You're hanging with your friend. You're just driving around. You're taking. You're just having a great time.
Yeah.
And in the game, you can do that with 4-player co-op, and
it just adds another level again to it.
Yeah, it just works, right? We want it to be, if you come into my game, everything you collected while we were driving together, you keep when you go back into your solo game. All the rewards, all the cars you earn, you're going to have them when you go back to your world.
So when you think about it, all the experiences together, playing with friends, and then you're obviously playing people's races, maybe your friends' races. It's just all.
It's going to be a unique career per person, potentially, right? Because you have this essentially endless variety with Blueprint of things you can do, and then I can dive into your world, and you can show me some of the things that you like to do, and hey, come over check this event out that I've done. The other thing is Blueprints work with bucket list challenges. That's something really cool. So you can make some really difficult challenge for your friends, and the difficulty is set by how fast you do it. So let's say you create a bucket list, and it's a point-to-point race, and you do it in 2 minutes, and you send it to me and say, hey Brian, can you beat this? And I either can or I can't. If I do, then I can send it back to you and say, yeah, I beat it. Can you beat this? So it's back and forth between us, and I can send it off to someone else, and they can try to beat it. So it's one of those
viral,
constantly evolving type things.
That's cool. Yeah. And someone's asking for rally type upgrades. So say you could take this Lamborghini and put rally suspension.
Wouldn't that be
or
cool?
something.
Put the big rally lights on the front, like the 6 rally lights. I don't think you can do that with the Centenario, but yes, there will be rally parts for certain cars.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Will there be a New Zealand expansion? Somebody's asking.
Hey, what's up? I know where he's from. No, we're not announcing anything for expansions. We're just super excited about the game, which is coming in September.
Someone's asking how long the story mode will be, how long it takes to complete the things.
I don't, in terms of start to finish, the first race to the last race, we're talking about, if you completed all of the events that Playground designed. I'm not talking about the Blueprint.
All the ones that...
just the ones that came out of the box. That's 100+ hours.
That's...
So a ton of stuff. And then it's like, all the stuff that you can create.
Other people's content in between.
Exactly.
It's just gonna skyrocket that.
Yeah. So how much time do you want to spend? I think is the real answer.
That's a good one. Someone said they're seeing crocodiles and kangaroos. But are there any koalas?
Koalas. See, we talked about dingoes. We didn't even talk about koalas.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that for sure, but I would not be surprised.
That would be pretty cool.
We have to slow down because koalas are so slow. Maybe we'll spot some in the trees here. I have no idea.
And someone's really wanting to know, are there any drift events in the game?
We have a new game. If you remember in Forza Horizon and Forza Horizon 2, they have this idea of speed zones and speed traps. We've added 2 new. Essentially, there's zones where it's like, what's the highest speed you can get in this zone, and so forth. We've added 2 new game types in that same sort of feel. We have what are called danger zones, which are essentially jumps. How high, how far can you go in this jump? And we have drift zones. So there'll be zones maybe around a curve like this where you're trying to drift around the corner as much as possible, and you're re-earning points by how well you did in that zone.
That's cool. A lot of, obviously, you can go through these and compare with your friends, and just I've sometimes dedicated sessions to see how well somebody can get through this section. And we've done that for quite a long time. Like the speed zone, for example, just keep going and going until the hours of.
Well, it's so satisfying when you get the notice that you beat somebody.
Yeah.
And then the opposite is like, oh, you're still number 2 on the leaderboard, huh?
Yeah,
There's somebody ahead of you.
Yeah. I definitely always go back to those and try again. Also, as well, there's one thing. you can change your character as well.
Yes,
rather than the
that's
vehicle. So
another
that's a good
aspect of.
thing.
That was a definitely something that we heard loud and clear from fans, that they wanted more choice with their characters. So you'll be able to pick from a number of characters to find the one that best represents you.
That's good, yeah. And can you change those up any time, or is it one-time pick thing?
I don't know for sure.
Okay. Because in Forza Motorsport 6 you could change whenever.
That's right. You could go between male and female.
Yeah, that was cool. How long have you been working on the game? One question.
Oh well,
a long while, I assume.
That could be a complicated answer because this game, just like all other Forza games, is run on the Forza Tech engine.
Yeah.
Which we essentially have 2 teams working on Forza Tech full time. So we have Turn 10, which is the studio I work for. The sort of the stewards of the Forza franchise, working on the engine, and then. Playground with the Horizon series is always constantly evolving the engine itself. So it's great to have 2 really world-class teams working on the engine. But in terms of this game and the content and the idea of Forza Horizon 3 being set in Australia, I think it's been 18 months or so from the beginning to now. Yeah. And there's still a few more months to go.
Someone's asking about the physics. Have they changed in any way from the previous game?
This is the same physics engine. This is Forza Tech, right?
Yep, Forza Tech,
these cars, if you've played Forza before, especially Forza Horizon, these cars are going to feel very familiar, with the exception that you have the cars that we mentioned earlier that are dune buggies. You've never driven a dune buggy.
They do handle very differently.
They handle very differently, but they still feel like you would expect them to feel in Forza.
Yeah, exactly. You know how you expect them to drive. So when I went to obviously between the cars in this demo, because you switch between 3, they do feel different. You can tell the difference, but again, it's not difficult to figure out how they work.
No, we don't want it to feel completely foreign, right?
And again, if you want more difficulty, you can turn off the assists if you wish
Absolutely.
to as well. So I've done that and drifted the buggy a few times.
Yeah,
quite a lot, yeah. But it was quite fun. Is Mr. Bean's car in the game?
Is Mr. Bean's car in the game? We have a really we've put some interesting cars in our games. You guys might remember in Forza 6 we released the Chrysalis Rocket from Fallout.
Oh, and I remember the limo as well.
The limo.
A lot of people loved that. The limo was I saw a question about that. I was asking about the limo.
Is the limo going to be in Forza Horizon 3? I actually don't know the answer to that, but
I would love that. Just it would be so out of place. It would be perfect.
Hey, yeah, I can totally see it. I mean, we don't. As far as I know, there's no plans for Mr. Bean's car, but I don't want to ever say never.
Yeah.
Because I never thought a Fallout car would be coming to Forza either.
That's true. Can transfer designs from previous Forza games as well?
Yes, you'll be able to do that for sure.
That's good, because obviously people spend
it's a lot of work.
Those, yeah.
Random question from Twitter.
Yes.
Will the car from Final Fantasy VII have
Again, I don't want to say never. I don't know the answer to that.
How'd they get my Twitter?
Yeah, they're figuring out how to get this question answered.
One question was actually to do with online modes. So, as in, what was I can't remember basically the party modes online, basically.
Yeah. In Forza Horizon 2, we had that sort of idea of seamless transitions into multiplayer.
Yep.
You'll still be able to do that in Forza Horizon in Forza Horizon 3 as well. 12-player multiplayer.
Yep.
We mentioned the 4-player co-op campaign. A lot of different ways to enjoy the game.
So what's an ultimate pass?
So it's basically how close you were to the other car, essentially, and basically it's our way of telling you how well you did with a drift, with a pass, with those kinds of maneuvers you do in a car. It's a little, hey, you did a good pass, or that was a great pass, or that was an ultimate pass, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so obviously there's ones for drifting as well and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Absolutely.
I can't even read what it is because it's spammed so much. Someone keeps asking, can you adjust steering angle for drifting? So you've been able to do that in previous Forza games. And again,
Can you
we've
do
said,
what?
Just like how much the wheel kind of turns and
Oh, I see.
that sort of thing.
Yep.
So did that in previous games. So again, we discussed the handling tuning, so be the same as you expect.
Yep.
So I was asking, will there be mud at all in terrain?
I would expect so. We don't show it off in the demo here.
Yeah.
There's lots of dirt. There's lots of sand. I want to say sand is new.
I'd say
remember
sand is
sand
new.
being in Forza Horizon 2.
I think there was sand, but you couldn't actually get on the sand.
Yeah, lots of different surface types, and we tweak them to be fun, right? I mean, driving on the sand in real life, you'd have a lot less control on a car. We want it still to be fun. We want you to feel the differences in the surfaces.
You definitely feel the difference.
You're definitely going to feel the difference between tarmac and sand, but we also don't want to make sand to be completely impossible. It should still be fun.
It's still
right?
exactly. Again, it's much more suited for say a buggy.
Yes.
And
Then a Lamborghini.
but
you can still do it.
You can still do it. So
absolutely.
So there's game modes such as on Forza Horizon 2, there's game modes such as King
Yes.
and things like that. Would those be returning to this time?
Yes, we have a new mode as well called
Okay.
Flag Rush.
Flag Rush,
which is
okay.
and there will also, just like there was in Forza Horizon 2, there will be specially placed playground games areas where you're going to be able to play those kinds of those kinds of games.
They were a lot of fun.
They were super fun.
Especially when getting in on the stream as well. I know these people and they know where I am.
Right.
And if we're playing a game where, say, I'm on the other side of the map and they can't see on the mini map, they'll just come over and say. And that's usually how it goes down.
I'm like a dyed in the wool motorsport guy, right? I love Forza Motorsport is my favorite game, but it always shocks me how much time I will spend in those playground games. Like, forget just driving
Yeah.
around the world in Forza Horizon 2. I just spend so much time playing Infected. It is so fun, so addictive.
They're really great games. But I think we're going to round off the stream here.
Okay.
And thank you so much for answering the questions.
My pleasure.
It's been
Thanks for
amazing,
everybody
and,
for being here.
And again, remember to pre-order Forza, because I am as soon as EV3.
Yeah, September 27th. Windows 10 and Xbox One.
So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.